It's April 6, 2019. Welcome back to Destination Pro Wrestling. My name is Tony, and you guys can follow me on Twitter at Tango with Tango. And today we're going to talk about John Cena praising All Elite Wrestling. Again, welcome back to the channel. This is the channel where we talk about daily professional wrestling. That's right. A lot of things going on in the pro wrestling world. We try to talk about it as much as possible. I give you guys my opinions. You guys give me your opinions. And with that being said, we bring our opinions together, see what makes sense, see what doesn't make sense. One thing I know for sure today, John Cena praising AEW makes absolutely no sense at all. So we're going to talk a little bit about what he said about AEW, whether he's right or wrong, whether we agree with him actually talking about AEW in general. And then we also got a little bit of more AEW news just to kind of go along with this. So with that being said, guys, WrestleMania is right around the corner. Let me know what you guys think going into WrestleMania 35. Leave a comment down below. What match are you guys excited for the most? And as always, make sure you guys click that like button and leave a comment down below. Click subscribe. So just this past week, John Cena spoke to Chris Van Vliet from YouTube. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a YouTuber. He does a whole bunch of interviews. I think he's even on radio. But he's done a lot of professional wrestling interviews. And what you guys need to know is that John Cena sat down with him, talked a little bit about WrestleMania 35. And of course, we got a wonderful question that was brought up, which was basically on his opinion for AEW. So John Cena responds to this question, I think, in a very good way, but we'll discuss. This is what he says. He goes, I think competition is great because it forces you to step up or step aside. And I think that it is fantastic. We have internal competition of performers trying to be the best in our umbrella, and that is wonderful because you sink or swim on your own investment. I think external competition is great because once again, that will force us to step up or step aside. And you could say what you want about them being competition or not competition. I view any form of digestible entertainment as competition because your eyes can always go elsewhere. So that's how I view it. Competition also stands for the state of the wrestling economy, and it's really good right now. There are a lot of people overseas, and smaller promotions are getting larger and more traction, which means you are consuming more entertainment and or wrestling, which is great for everything. Now, when you really look at what John Cena did, he gave a little bit of praise to what is happening here. He is giving praise to the idea that there's another company who is really going to make WWE step up. And that is the obvious. But this was also a very positive PR-driven statement, which I think is a great thing for John Cena because you definitely don't want to anger WWE. You definitely don't want to make them unhappy. But if you are Vince McMahon, how do you feel with your guy, John Cena, talking about AEW? Now, on one hand, it would be very, very whack if John Cena completely dodged the question. So I think this is the best answer he can give without saying too much. But we all know John Cena is a wrestler. We know John Cena is not an idiot. He knows what's going on in the internet. Like, these are things, he's not stupid. Like, he's not, he's not privy, like, not privy. He understands this stuff. So with that, because he is privy to all this information, because he understands what's going on and what's relevant out there, it's not like he doesn't, it's not like he doesn't know what he's going to say before he's going to say it. He knew a question like this was going to be brought up, and that's why it seems like it's a more well thought of answer. Now, with John Cena obviously having the professional opinion here, I would have loved to see what he thinks more on a personal level because, yes, competition is good. But at the same time, if you're the WWE right now, your television on a weekly basis hasn't always been consistently good. There's some good episodes, then there's some bad episodes, then there's some great episodes. So if you're WWE, you don't want to have anybody competing against you right now. But if you are a superstar, obviously you welcome competition because that allows you to negotiate and do whatever you feel is right for your career. Obviously, trying to get more money is one thing. We talked about this. We talked about the Usos re-signing with WWE for 5 years. And, money talks. And if you're the WWE, you successfully signed, your tag team champions. You brought them back. And there was rumors that they were going to AEW for a very long time. Now, whether that's just dirt sheet talk or not, you guys have to understand that a new wrestling company like AEW is definitely putting targets on WWE. They're definitely taking their shots. They're definitely doing everything they can to not be necessarily the next WWE, but to be a true alternative to WWE. And right now in the pro wrestling world, there is technically no true alternative to WWE. What you guys are looking at on TV, whether it's MLW, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, you're looking at alternative wrestling shows. You are looking at shows that don't have a huge drawing, and pretty much you don't see them doing tours as much as they should. Now, if you look at WWE, they do everything compared to movie studios. They do a lot with, the Performance Center, development. Like, WWE is its own thing. And right now, the only company that could really, really match WWE when it comes to money and being able to do all those things, it is All Elite Wrestling. Now, that's a wonderful thing for pro wrestling, because if you have the opportunity to watch a good product, such as Impact or Ring of Honor or New Japan and WWE, now you get another company who will have to prove to you that money isn't everything. And I think that's what I'm excited about right now, because we know the Khan family has a lot of money. We know they have a lot of resources, a lot of connections. We know they know the plug. But with them knowing all these things and having all of this information, it's how they're going to use it. Having a lot of money doesn't mean you're going to be successful in this industry. And that's why I love the fact that we have so many alternatives. But who is going to really step up to the plate and definitively become a true competitor to WWE? Impact tried and they failed. Ring of Honor tried and they failed. New Japan tried. They didn't fail, but it's a different market, right? If you're looking at the United States, the number one promotion is WWE. And number 2 and number 3, it's really an opinion piece. You really can't factually say who is number 2. AEW is immediately going to drop into that spot with the amount of resources they have. So if you think about it, this does make sense for WWE to, have John Cena be not as political. And John Cena is obviously aware of everything that's going on in the pro wrestling world. He knows a lot of what's happening. He is a busy guy in Hollywood, but he stays pretty current with stuff in the wrestling world. So as you can imagine, if that is the case, WWE is not going to have John Cena give some crazy, ridiculous answer. John Cena answered it, and what many people will say is truthfully, but I think most importantly, he did the right PR move. And obviously, without giving too much credit to AEW, he still maintained positivity. He still did his thing. And obviously, that is why, it's a very interesting thing of him coming out and talking about it. Now, with that being said, if you didn't know, AEW news just dropped that AEW will have their TV show in October, which this is something that we've talked about for about 2 months now. Jim Ross also confirmed that the show will be a 2-hour format. So if you're drawing comparisons right now, right after John Cena is talking about AEW, if you've never heard of AEW before and you've seen an article that John Cena is bringing awareness to AEW, right? This is natural. Like, this is actually going to happen. If you've seen something like this actually happen and you're wondering what AEW is, well, here are some things you need to consider. AEW is a company that was formed by the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tony Khan and his family, and his father specifically, own All Elite Wrestling. They signed Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega as executive vice presidents of the company. Now, right now, as a company, they are running a couple pay-per-views before they start television, which will start in October. Now, if you're a WWE fan, Monday Night Raw is 3 hours and it's too long. So the idea that this show will be 2 hours long is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. It's the perfect timing for a show. And this is very interesting considering that SmackDown is being rumored to move up to 3 hours on Fox Sports when they join the Fox family. So taking all that into consideration, we're going to see a new war between two companies. And whether this escalates to as big as WCW and WWE, only time will tell. But we know that big things are happening. We're on the cusp of it all. And I'm excited to see what happens, man. This is the perfect time with so much pro wrestling news, so many things happening. I'm really not shocked that John Cena said something. I'm not shocked that he maintains a positive attitude and speaks highly of what's going on. But at the end of the day, I think John Cena, needs to kind of relax a little bit, because AEW definitely has the resources to do big things. And if more guys are coming out talking about AEW in a positive light, it's not good for WWE unless you're consistently killing it on TV, which right now you're not. And obviously, WrestleMania could be the kickstart of some great stuff. So only time will tell. As far as that goes, guys, we're going to do some more stuff with the channel. I got to get my lighting equipment fixed. So as soon as I get my lighting equipment fixed and all that stuff, the green screen, the videos, everything is going to be beautiful. So I want to let you guys know, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as always, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you are new here. Daily pro wrestling content, news, gaming, live streams, a whole bunch of stuff happening. 2019 is great so far and it will continue to be great. So with that being said, guys, I will see you next time.